Hi guys, welcome to this week's episode of The Floral Chair. I'm really having a blast producing these for you. This is episode 3, so if this is your first time here, thank you for being curious and welcome. And if you've watched previous videos, thank you so much and welcome back. Who am I? I am Zuena. I am a transformative life coach, and what that means is that I want to help you achieve success within your own life. Why do I want to do that? It's very simple. When you thrive and I thrive, together we create a world that's worth living. Who doesn't want that? You're watching this on my IG channel, which is You Ain't Got to Gree. It's a lifestyle brand about taking charge of your life. Sometimes we're around people or we're in situations that seem designed to keep us down, and we have to tell them, listen, you ain't got to gree, but you got to do this for me. And take action to really better yourself and push you to the next level. Because we all deserve success, we all deserve happiness, and we all deserve to be the best version of ourselves. Now, the Floral Chair is a chair with flowers in my home. It's a little more than that. It's a place where I sit down to revitalize myself. It's a place of self-reflection. It's a place of happiness, a little bit of sadness. But there's always some great thoughts and breakthroughs that can occur here. And those are the thoughts that I want to share with you. In last week's episode, we talked about getting unstuck. And I shared 3 questions I think everyone needs to ask themselves before they even think about being unstuck or starting a journey towards success or self-realization or actualization. And those 3 things were, 1, you need to ask yourself, what am I doing that got me to this point? Because you need to evaluate whether you need to start or stop doing something to get unstuck. Then you need to know, what does the end goal look like? So for you, whatever you are doing, you need to know what being unstuck looks and feels like in your mind so that you can recognize when you've gotten there. And you also need to ask yourself, how do I get there? So what's the plan moving forward now that you've recognized what you're doing or need to start doing and you know where you want to go? What's the plan to get you there? In this week's episode, the topic is enough for me though? Which is really the power of saying no. Guys, I really did have to learn this lesson, and it's a powerful lesson. No is a 2-letter word, but it is the most dynamic, powerful word within your arsenal. 3 reasons why. No is a freeing word, no is a boundary setting word, and no is a know your worth word. Now, a lot of us have a trouble saying no. There's a reason for that. When you're growing up, as a baby and as a toddler and a child, all you hear is, no! Don't do that! It jumps you, it scares you. It's a word that we associate a lot of negative feelings with, such as rejection or disappointment, even anger. And it's a word that we don't want to project on other people. There's also a feeling of feeling less than. So let's say someone has asked you to stay late at work and you're like, well, you feel obligated to say yes because to say no puts you in a negative light and you don't want that for yourself. You don't want other people thinking negatively about you. So you feel obligated to say yes. However, let me give you a warning right now. When you find out how freeing it is and how much peace you can find when you say the word no, there is power behind that and it's addictive. And FYI, no is a complete sentence. It does not always have to be followed up with a reason why you are saying no. It does not need that. No by itself is a sentence. So, how are we going about saying no? You don't want to say in a tone of voice like I did, it's enough for me though. You don't want to be disrespectful with it. You want it to be done in such a way that people recognize that you're doing this for you and for your reasons. And Lisa Nichols, she's a motivational speaker from the States. She said something that really stuck with me when I was on my journey of discovering the power of no, which is self-care is not selfish, right? And you need to learn that lesson because a lot of people equate when you say no for your own personal reasons that you're being selfish. It's okay to be selfish, right? One of the lessons that I like to share with my clients very often, because I work with some people who experience burnout a lot. I myself used to experience burnout. When I was 16, I was so driven that I actually fainted because I felt like I had to keep doing everything. I felt all this pressure on myself and it just got too much. My body shut down, right? Because I didn't know how to say no. Anybody asked me for anything, it was yes. Yes, I can get it. I can help you with that. I can go to that meeting. I can do this. I can do that. And it's tough. So what I had to learn, and what I tell my students and clients all the time, you can't pour from an empty cup. That's why no is so powerful. A life of service is wonderful, but there is such a thing as over service. And you need to be careful, because when you give so much of yourself, there's very little left in the tank for you. So then you go back to that stuck feeling. You go back to, I'm not getting anywhere within my life, and other people may be advancing and you might be feeling left back. You might even feel like you've regressed. That's because you have not harnessed the power of saying no. When we say no as a freeing word, we are saying it to set boundaries with people. We live in a society that is a very go, no. And if you don't do, you're not any good, and we really do struggle with the no aspect. But when we say no, a firm but polite no thank you, not today, no sir, not about that. What it does is it allows you to then focus your energies towards the things you actually want to be doing. I can share you a story, very simple. Hanging out with friends, especially when you're young and you want to be around your friends. I actually had to say no to some people, and it pained me to do it, but it was necessary. I used to have friends that like to smoke. I myself am not a smoker. I don't enjoy anything about smoking. I don't like to see it. I don't like to smell it, but that's just me. And outside of the smoking, to me, they're wonderful people. But if every time we're meeting around when they're smoking, and I'm like, all right, I guess I gotta put up with this. And I used to get headaches, but I enjoy the company. So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna keep doing this. But deep down, I used to get so frustrated, and I didn't feel like I could say anything because I said yes to being there, right? And I didn't feel okay changing my mind about being there because I didn't want to disappoint or hurt people. Bonus tip for this video: you could change your mind, people. But eventually I had to say no. And although I felt as though I was disappointing them or missing out on hanging out with them, I ain't had that headaches no more. It was so nice not to have it. And I recognized the power then of saying no. Now, when we're saying yes constantly to things, we start to feel our energy going. You're split in too many directions. So when you say no, it's an opportunity to say yes to something else later on. All right? Because you also need to be selective. This is the know your worth part of it. Not everything that's out there is for you. And so when you are doing things and saying yes to every opportunity that comes around, some of them may actually be detrimental to you. Not every opportunity that comes your way is a good opportunity. Some set you back, because there's nothing worse than a tarnished reputation when you overpromise but underdeliver because you said yes too quickly. You need to know it gives you time, all right? Because you can say no, you put a pause on something, and then you're able to evaluate it. And like I just said, pro tip, bonus tip, you can change your mind about it afterward. You don't want to say no too much either, because then you start to go into a negative frame of mind. All right, it's a very tight rope. You need to balance between your yeses and your no. You need to know what you're putting your energy into and when you need to reserve your energy. All right, there is so much power in the word no. I am going to ask you guys to try an exercise of being selective with your time and your person and your energy by picking something that you may not have necessarily wanted to go to or to engage in this week, and just say no. Don't try to justify your no. You don't owe anybody an explanation for saying no. Don't try to compromise on it. Oh, no, not today. I want you to be very firm in recognizing the opportunity to say no when it's to your benefit. Right? You're going to recognize and you need to learn that it's okay to say this. Whether it makes someone feel disappointed, whether you want to be liked, you can't always be liked. You need to learn that lesson as well if you want to advance towards success. So try it this week. I wouldn't do what I did and say is enough for me. People might feel a little disrespected. But a polite and firm no can make all the difference in the world. Remember, it's a freeing word, it's a boundary setting word, and it's a know your worth word. So try it. Just say no. I hope you enjoyed this week's episode, and I look forward to seeing you at another one. This is a conversation, so hit like and then leave a comment down below. Lots of love, guys.